What is the number one thing they're not telling you? What's up, guys? Gains with Gerds here. I want to show you the thing that nobody's talking about in the muscular physique industry, and that is the long-term mindset that's going to be a requirement of anybody who's trying to achieve their muscular potential. Why do I say that? Well, people are always asking, hey, Tyler, do I do high or low reps? Or questions in regards to how much weight should I use? All of those questions can really be summed up in this video once you have an understanding in how you should do it all the time, okay? And we can talk about organization of training with the single word periodization. Don't let that word confuse you. It's simply just the organization of your training in regards to volume and intensity. Typically when volume is really high, intensity is low, vice versa, okay? That's linear periodization. And that type of organization of your training is good. That means you can start with high reps and then eventually do low reps. But the thing that nobody's really discussing is the long term, in terms of not like a 12-week program. Let's talk about a year. Let's talk about 2 years. Let's talk about 3 years, and how you need to cycle high and low reps in order to continue to see progression with your muscle size. So, muscle size. In my Muscle Gain Secrets ebook, I talked to you about how one of the top 3 reasons why muscle growth occurs is caused by intramuscular tension, okay, mechanical tension. Why do I say that? Well, because there's mechanical tension, metabolic stress, and there is muscle damage. Those are the 3 primary causes that reasons why your muscles grow, okay? I talked about that in my podcast the other day. I also talked about it in my Muscle Gain Secrets ebook. Today, I want to talk to you about how, because of that being one of the top 3 reasons, whether you train high or low reps, we are okay. You will still see muscular hypertrophy, which is what you're after, okay? Strength gains, what causes it? Primarily neurological gains or neuromuscular gains, adaptations that involve the nerves and the brain, okay? With size gains or increases in muscular size, typically that's just central mechanisms that cause that, right? Either it's sarcoplasmic hypertrophy or it's the actually hypertrophy of the thin and thick filaments within your muscle fibers. The reason that these run hand in hand is, you can see with muscle, if I get an increase in size, I'm going to increase my ability to produce force, which is strength. If I get an increase in neurological adaptations, then I'm going to increase the ability for me to grow my muscles, because I'm now able to recruit higher threshold motor units. That's the secret. That is the secret. It's not one or the other, it's both. And the bodybuilding community is infamous for neglecting this, and I'll tell you why. Bodybuilders don't really have to elicit anabolic environments. You know why? Because they take drugs. And those drugs create the anabolic environment regardless of what training they do. Okay, that's one of the reasons why I have such a hard stance on that, is because their training methodologies have no relation to you and to me, who are natural lifters after our full muscular potential. Let's talk about it. So, priming and hypertrophy facilitation is what Coach Christian Thibodeau says in one of his Black Book Training Secrets books. I loved it. I learned it from him, but it really brought this into perspective for me. So what does that mean? Well, it means that I can potentiate my size gains through strength training. So with an increase in intramuscular tension, I get an increase in hypertrophy. We know that. That's like an equation, right? Well, tension is dictated by what? It's dictated by force, okay? What's the equation for force? Force equals mass times acceleration. Okay, well, this just got really, really deep. Real deep. What do we need to do? Well, just increase the amount of mass on the bar or load, okay? That's going to increase force. If I increase, a simple equation, guys. If I increase acceleration, then that's also going to increase force. So if I move heavier loads faster, then I increase force production, okay? But you can't move heavy loads fast. That's the force-velocity relationship of a muscle. So what do we need to do? Well, if you train both fast and slow, you're going to be attacking both curves of the force-velocity relationship, and therefore maximizing force output, and therefore maximizing intramuscular tension. That is why I always recommend bodybuilders and the like, people interested in achieving the physique of their dreams, have to train power, they have to train strength, and they have to train straight hypertrophy, okay? So high rep or low rep, you're gonna be okay. You need them both. What would I recommend? Based off of what all the stuff we just covered, which is a 30,000 foot overview of this, by the way, it's way more complex, but based off what I just covered, You can do an 8 to 12 week hypertrophy cycle with higher reps, right? More sets, higher reps, lots of volume, less weight on the bar, moderate reps to failure or moderate loads to failure, and then follow that up with a strength training cycle for 12 weeks or 16 weeks. Okay, and then you can get back into your hypertrophy training. And when you do that, that's when you're going to be potentiating your hypertrophic gains, because you're able to take those neurological adaptations and apply them to your hypertrophy training, meaning you'll have better mind-muscle connection, you'll have higher threshold motor units being recruited. Those higher threshold motor units are the ones that are primarily responsible for the increases in hypertrophy anyways. They're the ones that hypertrophy the most. Type 2 fibers, those are the ones that are recruited with strength training primarily. So it's not a matter of should I do high or low, it's a matter of how do I organize it. If you guys want help with that, reach out to me. I'm happy to help you with that. Also, download the Muscle Gain Secrets ebook. Go listen to my podcast. This is all described in more context in that longer form content. I'm also releasing a blog where I'm going to be discussing a lot of this stuff, because I can no longer take a back seat and allow other people who have absolutely no idea what they're talking about create content that's destroying your physique journey. I want you to achieve your optimal physique in less time. And in order to do that, you have to have the right information. Thanks, guys. Drop your comments below. I want to hear your feedback on this video. Was it simple? Was it complicated? And share this with somebody you care about. We'll see you guys soon.